Welcome to the game line. Stormers vs La Rochelle was as tight as a rugby game can get. We saw the counter-attacking and expansive flair of the Stormers take on the power of La Rochelle's massive pack. The momentum switched multiple times throughout the match as both teams had an answer for each other's tactics. La Rochelle had the ascendancy early and controlled the game for the most of the early stages. As the game went on, however, they failed to take the load off of their forwards and fatigue slowly crept in. This gave the Stormers many chances towards the end and ultimately that 1-point victory.
Beautiful catch and loaded for the corner.
The Stormers had an excellent answer to La Rochelle's attack and were able to shut her down effectively on many occasions. Both teams tried to play expansively, however, the Stormers had the better plan in this area. La Rochelle plays with a 1-3-2-2 structure, with their primary goal being to suck in defenders so that their backline can exploit the spaces. Their forwards succeeded in their goal, but the Stormers managed to shut down their attack before the ball could be spread wide by shooting up aggressively. This forced La Rochelle to make high-risk passes, which didn't stick. Of course, every system has a weakness too. This outside-in strategy left the Stormers vulnerable on the outside. La Rochelle tried to exploit this by putting up crossfield kicks, some of which paid off. There were also some opportunities in the Stormers' defensive line. This aggressive defense created weak connections and open spaces frequently. Unfortunately, due to La Rochelle's size, their players didn't have enough agility and speed to exploit these areas. Another area where the Stormers gained the upper hand were aerial contests. They used the crossfield bomb as a platform to apply pressure. The box kicks were highly accurate and their chases in Zas and Loader were good as well. This led to La Rochelle's wings either not securing the ball properly or conceding turnovers. La Rochelle eventually adjusted by letting Dula take these kicks when possible, particularly during restarts. The last area that I think the Stormers had a better approach was their philosophy during open play. I think they saw that La Rochelle had superior physicality and that they weren't going to dominate them like they usually do. So, they decided to keep the game more loose while applying pressure. This can be seen in the match stats as the Stormers made 136 passes to La Rochelle's 93. This had the knock-on effect of La Rochelle's players being drained of their energy as the match went on. These passes were made to attackers that stood wider as well. The Stormers played deeper and many times opted to play their pods off of their first receiver instead of the 9. This was undoubtedly a way to get La Rochelle's forwards moving as much as possible. The French team managed to disrupt these attacks fairly frequently though. They did this primarily by making the breakdown extremely messy, similar to their approach against Leinster the week before. This immense pressure forced a lot of turnovers from the Stormers, many times occurring close to La Rochelle's try line. The flip side of this is that La Rochelle competed at the expense of their discipline. There were many instances where this approach did not pay off, and they conceded a lot of penalties. One area where La Rochelle was really good was during contact. On defense, they fronted up, and as a result, there were very few of the Stormers' carries that were highly dominant. This is because, as mentioned previously, they have a very big pack with a lot of power. This size and power comes at the expense of agility though. Their defense was quite compact as they focused heavily on the first few pods of the Stormers, resulting in a lot of space out wide. Unlike La Rochelle, the Stormers were more patient in the use of the ball. Instead of playing high risk, like quick offloads or crossfield kicks, they opted to attack from deeper and were able to be threatening on the outside. The last area that had a decisive impact on this game was the set piece. Neither team was dominant in this area, which is exactly why I believe that the Stormers came away the real winners here. La Rochelle have one of the best set pieces in the world, and it's an important part of their approach to the sport. The Stormers managed to disrupt their lineout with great efficacy, and it took a solid platform for La Rochelle out of the game. Even when La Rochelle got clean ball at the lineout, the Stormers had done their homework to defend. La Rochelle played a lot of 11 plays, meaning playing one phase to the open side and then one phase to the blind side. The Stormers defended this well, and as a result La Rochelle lost their attacking momentum. If you like this video and would like to see more, then please consider liking and subscribing. You can also watch my tactical analysis of the Rugby World Cup final, which should be on your screen right now. See you next time.